1 Devil May Cry.
Well, fellas, it's a good day here on the course. The greens are running a little fast and the runners are away. You love to see it. Oh, buddy. All right, so now that the British people are out of here, who do we want to win this one? Personally, I'm a fan. If I had to cast my hat anywhere, it'd be on Based Jonesy. Ooh, and already he's hitting good RGs. We like to see it. We like to see it.
So
I'm
kind of in BanHit's corner on this one, just because he's a new runner and he's really been putting in the work to try and prepare for this tournament. He was originally on backup. He's replacing somebody else, and he's just really showed that he was practicing even before he was confirmed for the tournament. And that's just the level of dedication to being a backup runner or a new runner that I really like to see. So I want to see him pull it out personally.
Personally, all I want to see get pulled out are some gold releases. What is happening here in this mission 1, dude? Dante's office is looking scuffer than it's ever been.
It's the first
match of the tournament.
First match of the tournament, yeah, exactly. And there was a lot of build up and everything. I'm sure you know how it is, man. You sit there just anticipating something happening. You can't go and do something else because you're like, man, it's about to start. I'm about to get called in from a match. It's like when you're sitting around in an FGC tournament. You're just waiting for your bracket to be called. You're like, man, I don't want to go and get food right now. I don't. Oh, and Jonesy's out of
mission 1 already. But I'll tell you what, Cosmic, I never suffer for performance anxiety. In fact, I'm washed, so I can't even relate to what these players are going through right now. This man's going through right now is the door, and he's messing up the gold release right outside.
So that gold release is really hard to hit. There's two strategies. One is where you walk to the curb and you gold release from there, or you gold release from where you're standing at the beginning of the mission. Gold releasing from the beginning is actually more consistent, like you're guaranteed to hit all 3, but it's way harder at the time because you just have to sit there, and there's not really like an audio cue for it. So it's we see Ban go for the other strategy, going to the curb, but unfortunately he also missed it.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of tough positioning here. He Base there had a great opportunity to hit a good release there, but of course he's fumbling the bag just ever so slightly. Good block on the Explodey boy though. And we're into our next phase. Good release, getting rid of him.
There too.
All right,
sending him back to Detroit.
Yeah, Ban did go for Stinger 1 here as well, so an early purchase too.
You don't see many people buying Stinger 1 here.
And then here we go onto the Reaper for Jonesy, using those pistols, tack on a little bit extra damage. Got the releases there. Going for just regular releases instead of the golds here.
I'm a big fan of going a little bit more slow and steady in these instances, Cosmic, if only because it, like you've been mentioning, and like we've been seeing, it is early. People are still shaking the rust off. They're trying to get into the tournament mindset, the grind set. And it all comes down to decisions like how you're going to approach fights, what risks you do and don't take, as Jonesy wraps out a mission 2.
I believe Jonesy also got both S ranks as well, meaning he should be able to buy Stinger 2 here.
Yeah, and I don't think that BanHit got a first S rank out of mission 1, so that could affect his economy a little bit. But now the Schmovement is coming online as we head into the Devil's Tower, following Jonesy. Old man's hitting up the bar and strip club. Cosmic, talk to me.
So I was going to say, something that's interesting about this game is that typically the economy later on in the game is it only comes into effect for buying like holy waters and purple orbs. But in these first 7 missions, Dante never gets Devil Trigger.
Right.
So the only thing we're gonna maybe be seeing people buy is like Stinger, but you're allowed to buy whatever other moves you want. So I really want to see if somebody has like some secret stuff with like, I don't know, air hike or round trip or something like that, or like drive.
I heard some experimentation going on with shotgun level 2. Not sure if we're gonna end up seeing that.
That sounds like a really good purchase, actually. I hope somebody, whoever's listening in chat, you better start routing this in.
And the reason shotgun level 2 is possibly being considered is because of what we're seeing Jonesy be doing right now with the shotgun canceling.
Yeah, this is one of our main forms of damage running throughout the tournament. How tight is this timing right now?
I think it's 6 frames. It's not too tight, but you have to do it in a rhythm, or otherwise you get locked up and you can't cancel it. So it's one of the most important things for the runner to learn.
And being able to just like roll your thumb, and it can do some damage on your hands if you like try and do it too fast too. So, all right, so Jonesy coming into the Cerberus fight here as BanHit looking to finish up the strip club.
Yeah, right now BanHit has not had a great time getting A's on both mission 1 and 2, struggling a little bit in the strip environment. Performance anxiety is coming through a little bit clutch. Meanwhile, Dante's putting the hurt on this pup.
This fight right here is actually like pretty RNG filled, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least a couple of deaths to this boss throughout the tournament, because you just do not have like anything to deal with what this boss is throwing at you. You kind of just gotta hope that he's gonna be nice and just block him when he gives you the opportunity to. Jonesy, you see, not opting to guard against those paw swipes, just gonna jump over them and then defrost him.
My guess is that he's waiting for... Oh, guess not. I was going to say he might be waiting for a headbutt. That headbutt is the easiest one to gold release to get the most damage. So a lot of runners will save their guard for that move and just hope.
Overall, though, we are watching Jonesy's splits on the left. He's not too far behind his PB pace. Although this is far from the most beautiful fight that we've seen here happen in the Ice Guardian's chamber. Speaking of, right now it's on BanHit to wrap in the door. Right now he's struggling to find that rhythm, though. Let's see how he uses his RG meter in these instances. He does have full cash. When will he spend it? It's on BanHit now. He does get the stagger down. Oh, and he spends it. Big damage. Good lord. One head's already down, kids.
Yeah.
That was like 70% health. Jeez.
This is a great example of how quickly you can break a little bit of that distance between the two as BanHit is starting to get a little bit of gain on Cerberus. Does just go for a typical block there.
Yeah, this is Ban is having a much better time with Cerberus than Jonesy did.
Oh, he does try to go for the release. Maybe that was a little greedy, but it doesn't matter. He's still in.
He did end up killing the head with it.
Oh yeah, he did. Somehow, but it happens.
Yeah, it's really hard to gold release that move, but if you do an empty release, usually you'll get hit, but you'll do the damage anyway as long as you hit the head.
Oh, he decides to Vital Star here.
I back it, yeah. You just make sure that you just close it out. You don't want to die to this boss so early on. Very nice, though, by BanHit. Good Cerberus fight.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see how many runners we see take advantage of the 2 Vital Stars that are free on the ground throughout the first 7 missions.
Yeah, so just a reminder to everybody, you cannot use Holy Waters in this category, but we had no problem with people using Vital Stars, so those are free game to use. And Jonesy going into the Gigazip room, where there will be no Gigazips here.
No Gigazipping.
Taking us back to the good old days before speedrunners ruined the run. It's beautiful to see. We enjoy the content. Although, I don't know how I feel about... I mean, the crowd control is on point here in Jonesy's case, but I am... I mean, it's working. Personally, I'd be walking up to the door and try to bait out something, but...
Oh, biting out the hand there? Yeah, that's really good. Oh, absolutely. Honestly, yeah.
Well, and also Jonesy was doing that a little bit in Love Planet, so I was thinking maybe we'd see a revisit, but, you know.
We just saw
again,
one
maybe it's a little bit hard to see.
Yeah, it is a little bit when there's a lot of enemies in front of it, but he does make it through there pretty clean. So, without incident. This is also where we're going to start seeing those weapon switch cancels come into play. We're up to... We've hit $500, by the way, on that Matcherino there. Thank you, everybody, so much for your contributions so far to the DMC3 Peak of Darkness tournament.
Absolutely. If you want to become a contributing member supporting speedrunners who are broke as hell, getting them on their way down to the McDonald's to enjoy a nice chicken biscuit sandwich, you owe yourself a trip to our Matcherino link, which can be found by typing !Matcherino in the chat.
And it looks like BanHit about to wrap up this fight right before Gigazip before Gigaspeed as BanHit goes into the Gigazip room.
Right now we're seeing a pretty huge gap in terms of timing. There's still about, I don't know, maybe like between about 10 minutes left in this run. But we really got to hope that something goes apocalyptically wrong if you're BanHit, if you want to catch up to Jonesy in this case.
And here we go.
Some good aggressive play.
We'll see what Gigapeed gives him.
Jonesy's going into this with no guard, but you can still kill this boss without the guard there in the beginning.
This might be bad. This is gonna be BanHit's time to catch up, because if he doesn't kill Gigazip on this second cycle here, it's gonna get monumentally harder. Oh boy,
another one
we're gonna
passes.
see. Oh, he does recover though. Very nice. As BanHit's gonna head into the final fight before Gigapede. Oh, but this
is a big time loss. Still manages to get the bug down, but now that's BanHit's turn to try and close the gap even further. Let's see how his sewer fight goes. We're watching the Chamber of Johnny Sins. Oh, he's taking damage down low. No, what are you doing?
No. Oh no! But he does get the guard there, so he's gonna have to. I hope he spends the guard here.
He's gonna have to keep it moving under any circumstances. Not sure that meter's gonna serve him well in the Gigapede fight.
Now, I know a lot of newer runners, for safety, they will try and keep that guard all the way to Gigapede, and that may be what BanHit's trying to do here.
Jonesy, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Rage.
Nope, it's all good.
Okay, yeah. So we're going into the Blood Goyles here, and then we're going to probably see the first Jester fight of the tournament on Jonesy's end. And
oh my god, but there's so much damage happening down here in the sewer for BanHit. He's only a few errant swipes away from taking the L here, and you would not want to see that this early in the tournament. But right now, he's up against the boy, the queen, dude. The Gigapede. Will he take any damage? We hope not. But a lot of that's going to depend on the Erng manip, what he can do against what the bug wants to do. Good movement on BanHit's part.
Gonna start using the ice there. Very good. Ooh, got a very nice.
BanHit got really lucky there.
Ooh.
When you start doing switch canceling when Gigapede's so high up like that, you have a much higher chance of him turning around.
Very nice Gigapede fight by BanHit.
On BanHit's
Let's
part,
go.
And now once again, the opportune timing for BanHit is catching him up to Jonesy in this case.
BanHit's bosses have both been so clean so far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if it stays true for Jester though, which Jonesy just wraps up pretty cleanly. Spent a little bit of time, took a little bit of damage in that room, but he's on his way now to go talk to the twins.
BanHit heading into the gargoyle fight here. Hopefully he can wrap them up pretty quickly. Try and gain a little bit of time. If he can two-cycle Jester, he really has a good shot at pulling back even with Jonesy.
Oh, but he's taking. Oh, that's
a lot of damage. Yeah.
Okay. It just took backstab damage. TF2.
Ooh. I really want to see some cleaner shotgun cancels out of BanHit. Is costing him a lot of his health because these enemies are not getting stunned. Ooh, he opts for the. I like the clutch there with Ebony and Ivory. Very nice.
Yeah, gets him in. What we need right now for BanHit, everybody in chat, please put your hands in the air. This man needs your calming, soothing energy. Light your incense. Play your yoga music. This man needs to find his rhythm. He's running away from the orbs? Now, this is an interesting decision, and I kind of back it relative to how much health he has. He does not have a lot of cash to play with here.
He might just not feel very confident in the guards, and, you know, those orbs there, if you stick too far out, then they can just mess you up. These right here, too, doesn't want to mess with them. There are those green orbs there that you might be able to do.
Possible right now. He's just doing his best to keep him locked down with the pistols and getting in, not doing many shotgun cancels. It's all switch canceling from here on in. One last round of the orbs.
He might be. This has been actually a really nice fight here too. BanHit kind of.
Yeah. Stinger him. Oh, there you go. He's out of Jester 1.
Ooh.
That is about the best RNG you can hope for from Jester.
Both runners are exceedingly low in the HP factor. We got to hope for a lot of good play heading into Agni and Rudra, because the twins are not going to have much time for Dante's bullshit at this point. and judging by some of the Royal Guards that we've seen up until this point, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple of missed releases, a couple of bad blocks. That kind of stuff can cost you big time. So we may see a purchase here at the statue.
And looks like Jonesy going to head into the elevator there. Interesting strat here by BanHit. I like it, though. The stinger off of the ledge there. That was kind of nice.
It is neat, and it is actually possible. It's not easy, but it is possible to stinger jump from that railing, so that may be what he was going for, but he still managed to not lose any time.
And it looks like... So this elevator here, folks... you do want to try and get the waves of these enemies onto the elevator as quickly as possible and then jump to that last trigger there. So he made it up cleanly. He's going to head into Agni and Rudra. Probably going to grab the green orb that's here on the right side. Knew it.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
makes sense. Stop. Assuming BanHit will do the same.
BanHit heading into the fight here.
BanHit might be heading into hell. Oh my God! Look at this.
Oh
this
boy!
Guy needs some HP.
So let's see this Agni and Rudra fight here. Clink, 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 clink and clank. My favorite bosses on the 2006 PC port for Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Everybody loves that sound effect.
Some very good movement here and displacement on deck from Jonesy. Really good looping so far, and nice swapping. He's not getting too greedy under any circumstances, and he's keeping a good rhythm with the shotgun cancels as well. Looks like Jonesy's telling me to shut the hell up about my doubts of the execution.
Ooh, this is going to be a super clean fight. Yep.
He's currently defeating the commentator's curse. God has chosen you, Jonesy.
Yeah, that was a very clean fight. The biggest strategy that you want with Agni and Rudra is to have them trap you in the corner, because as long as you're still there, they have nowhere to go, and they're not going to go doing their other moves like jumping from the other side of the room and running to the other side of the room and stuff that brings them away from your shotgun.
Realistically, fellas, we're wrapping in the last couple of missions here, at least on Jonesy's side, coming out of a really good Agni and Rudra. I don't know if we'll see a three-peat of the good bosses that has gotten BanHit a little bit of that gap closed, because I don't know if he can top what Jonesy just put down, but I've been wrong before.
He might have to pull out the Cerberus strats on both of them, because if you do weapon switch cancels when they're really close to each other, it's just a ton of damage. So hopefully he can pull it off, but right now we're just kind of hoping for a repeat of what we saw from Jonesy. Jonesy also getting pretty good spike RNG here on mission 6.
Opting not to go for the air releases, though, to cover a little bit more ground. I can understand it. It's a small thing, but we do love to see the Tony Hawk experience coming out of this big technique room.
Ban also goes for the stash green orb, and we're going to see him going into Agni and Rudra now.
All eyes on BanHit. Can he close this gap? What's the setup looking like?
Oh, interesting stuff. Oh,
this position idea. Interesting.
Okay. All right.
That's a choice for it, and we're seeing a first miss block. Release it. There you go. Good.
Okay.
Oh, but he's off. He's setting himself off the side with the steps from the first attack of Cerberus. Oh, okay. This is a good spot. He needs to maintain this positioning to the best of his ability. Big damage going down onto Rudra. Agni's turn to get beat up.
I do like the decision by BanHit here as well to do the weapon switch cancels, because he might not be confident in the shotgun cancels. We've seen him struggle a little bit with them, so I like the decision.
Although now he's in a really bad spot. Rudra could give less of a shit about him as he's beating up Agni. Oh, the health bar is not appropriately set. This is a really rough fight coming down for BanHit. In comparison,
Jonesy.
Oh, the gap is widening. Oh, he's taking a grazing blow there. Oh, this is death.
Oh, man.
If you are BanHit right now, you are praying to any pagan god that will help a British person right now.
You got to be really careful, because actually sometimes empty releases can give you chip damage too, so you want to really be careful not to die here.
Ooh,
very
so close. Sheesh.
Excellent, getting him on the run in.
That was almost an unskippable 30-second cutscene. Woohoo!
Yep.
Meanwhile, though, we're heading into the greed room side by side with Jonesy.
Jonesy ignoring the vital star over there.
That's confidence right there, fellas. Let's see.
Perhaps.
Let's see the JCs on deck. Okay, they're looking pretty crisp. They're looking pretty clean. Bear in mind, it's a very important position where you're at with these. What are these guys called? Greeds?
Greeds.
Yeah,
Let's call them the chamber boys. So if you try to jump cancel off of their coffins, you get nothing. So you have to sort of come at them from their bodies. But they like to turn 360 and all that stuff. And all this time, you need to be hitting some pretty tight timings with the Agni and Rudra JCs. One thing, though, because, of course, I come from a style background, you got to go for the air releases if they try to swipe on you. You just got to. That's the only way. And if I see you not do it, I'm posting your IP address in the chat. What can I say? Although right now, you have to really appreciate the massive distance that's formed between Jonesy and BanHit. Oh, I can't even tell you where the... Oh, and he's taking a bit of damage for good measure. Oh, BanHit's on life support.
Oh, no.
Oh, no! If you were to see this right now...
So, let's see here.
Fellas, how did we get to this point? What were some of the biggest contributing factors that led to this big old gap?
I definitely think, what's it called? I definitely think that BanHit's like less clean fights early on, especially in missions 1 and 2. I think definitely formed the. He's definitely seems to have like shaken off some of the nerves now, because we saw those like 2 really good boss fights at him and the clutch against Agni and Rudra, but the first couple of levels he really was looking shaky. So it's he's good now, you know, and we've only seen him get a good performance so far, but I feel like that those early couple of missions really just helped Jonesy establish what he has now.
We also haven't seen BanHit do much, if any, shotgun canceling. And that has lost him a lot of time in some fights, because it's just like a cascade. When you're not shotgun canceling some things, lots more things can go wrong.
Something to note for people in the chat as well. These greed enemies, as you all know, do spawn additional enemies. So if you can kill them before they spawn additional enemies, that's less enemy RNG you have to deal with. And that's just less things you have to kill. So if you have clean JCs, then, you know, obviously you play better, you're faster, right? But like, this is a very direct result of just playing better. You literally get to kill less things and just go faster.
Very true, and this is something that we're going to be seeing a lot running throughout this tournament, especially as we start pushing up towards the top of the leaderboard brackets, or people who've just been practicing nonstop, is the level of comfort that gets displayed with some of these more rhythm-oriented techniques like shotgun canceling. You'll start to see timing start going down lower and lower, Royal Guards start being deployed more and more effectively. Overall, the bar of quality of play is going to be shifting all throughout this tournament, and it's going to be good to see.
All right, so looks like Jonesy going into the last fight here before Virgil, as BanHit is going to start the first fight against the Greeds here. Ooh, a little bit of a guard break there on Jonesy's end. Now he's going to have to take out the Reaper. Looks like he is storing a little bit of guard. Maybe that's on purpose for Virgil later.
Mayhaps. We'll have to see how he approaches the Grim Reaper here. Meanwhile, though, I got to be honest, going back to what both you and Rage were talking about, Cosmic, before, about just the quality of small techniques really panning out against a player. BanHit, no JCs going down onto the Greeds. They're able to spawn enemies, and right now it's getting way out of hand. This man is off the stripper pole, bro. You're in a coffin room. No respect for the dead.
That's one of the best things I like about playing Virgil in this game, is that you never accidentally get those, because Virgil's too serious for them.
It is maddening.
All right, so here we go. On to Virgil for Jonesy, as the Shriek is picked up, or Siren Shriek is picked up by BanHit. He's going to head down into the good old lights are down room. You know, the, what's that video? I forget the name of it. All right, here we go. Virgil. Good guards by Jonesy. Does have to spend that Royal Guard, like I said earlier, from that fight that he had built up.
Well, and also looking ahead to the next match right now, I'm pretty sure this is a foregone conclusion, but we do have to acknowledge the spacing that's being kept here for the first 2 quick swipes of Yamato Combo 1 from Virgil. Perhaps Jonesy's not that comfortable in that guard timing, at least not in this high-profile Desert Storm environment. The potential is high that this is an opportunity for Loner Hero to edge out just a little bit of extra time, wrapping into the 23-34. Good job.
Gold split on M7 for.
Very nice. So that is going to be Jonesy. So we're just going to have to see BanHit wrap it on up here. GG to
BanHit's actually going for the modern strat here.
Oh, yeah, I like this. This is a new thing, folks, where you actually do... I feel like a lot of the new strats are just do more aerial crosses. You know, it's like... It just works. It's just really good. Oh, okay. He is attempting it. I like the attempt. Aerial cross still does a lot of damage, even if you don't get it perfectly on those JCs. It's still really dang good.
Admittedly, I think it's seeming as though BanHit has given up on them entirely. I've seen nothing but just neutral jump air crosses out of this man the entire night.
Dang.
Yeah, if you're not considering jump cancels, it is still probably the fastest way to kill them with this loadout. So it's still a good thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was first learning, I did like weapon switch cancels, but yeah, you gotta get on them JCs.
You gotta do it, man. It's too efficient, especially when you have one move that does just juicer damage.
Yeah.
But I think this is absolutely a microcosm of how you know, you start from one place and you're not covering that much distance. 7 missions is not a lot of content, but the fights that are held within can make or break you depending on how you approach them and how comfortable you are in fighting those enemies. And I think the greeds have really killed BanHit's potential here.
Oh yeah.
As well as every fight, realistically. That Agni and Rudra was an absolute heartbreaker.
We saw a lot of like good fights out of BanHit and like just these moments of clarity about, you know, what he like the decisions that he was making. And in the end, it is the lack of JC and the shotgun cancels, those little things like we were talking about that just make up so much time save and, you know, make it so that you just have to deal with less enemies or you're able to control enemies better that ended up costing him the match.
Looking ahead a little bit to the rest of the looking ahead just a little bit. You're in Jonesy's position and you're going up against one of the greatest to ever do it in Loner Hero, representing from Qatar, of course. The Peak of Darkness tournament is an international affair. We don't just let the British people in out of pity. We let them in naturally, but of course they got to go up against the best to ever do it. So if you're Jonesy right now, what's going through your head? Is it prayer? Is it a bit of woosah, trying to concentrate yourself down? Like, what's the process?
I think probably Bloner says it's Habibi going through his head.
Habibi, okay. Habibi is going through his head right now.
But honestly, if I were Jonesy, it's just like I would want to use my hands already being warm, essentially, you know, because Loner's coming in cold and I'm not. So just use the momentum that I have in order to just, you know, just send it. That's like mentally where I'd be at anyway. How you play is how you play, but the mentality is going to be a decider. I like it from BanHit here. So far, so good. Uh-oh.
We're seeing tough damage coming down here, and this is where the fight with Virgil... Oh, he's opting to use a lot of Vital Stars, it seems.
He just wants to finish the run. I back it.
Is this a legitimate strategery? I have no idea.
But
hey, once again,
I like the jumps there.
I do. I appreciate the fact that he's approaching this. I won't say like he's approaching a bit more heads up, because if you don't feel comfortable using the RGs, you're going to get hit anyway. I think that's the really important thing to keep in mind.
Looks like he's trying though.
Oh, good
there
block.
We go.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, the hardest move to block.
Yeah, right. Just casually block the rapid slash. All right, and what are we looking at here for BanHit?
And here we go, Loner Hero going live right now.
Bring him up in a second. After we talk to these guys, once BanHit cleans up Virgil. Oh, again! Are you kidding, dude?
Alrighty.
Nice.
That's got to be a good send-off to the round.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was good.
That was a great ending.